More kids being eligible for vaccines means that school in the fall may feel and look normal again. How sports will play out remains a big question tonight. Right now, the city is still requiring youth athletes to be repeatedly tested. Parents are reaching out to News 4 asking, with Pfizer coming online, will that requirement end? News 4's Alexis Zotos is live from St. Louis University High School tonight.
Well, right now, that swab up the nose is a bi-weekly requirement for the student athletes here at SLU, as well as any student athlete within the city limits. And they are the only ones having to go through that regular testing. Now, I've checked the data, and the case rates for those ages 10 to 19 are actually lower here in the city compared to St. Louis County. But the city health department telling me they do not plan on making changes anytime soon. Before these athletes can hit the field, they're playing defense against COVID-19.
We actually have a son who's a freshman at SLU, and he has to get tested.
In the city of St. Louis, every student athlete must be tested for COVID every 2 weeks, but they're the only ones in the area with the requirement.
In St. Charles, it's one set of rules. It's St. Louis County, it's another set of rules. In the city, it's another set of rules.
Aaron Molnar also has a daughter at St. Margaret's of Scotland.
But we've lost the fall season, the winter season, and then the spring season because of the current testing requirements.
With the Volunteer Athletic Association, they just don't have the manpower, and the schools must bear the cost of the bi-weekly testing.
Well, initially, the funding was coming from the city, and that went through the end of the year.
St. Mary's in South St. Louis is now paying for the test with their CARES funding. They think the testing is helping keep their students safe.
Unfortunately for us, it ended our football season. We were supposed to play for a district championship, and we had a kind of 14 young men tested positive. And we weren't able to play the district championship, which was fine, because I think if we would have played that game, exponentially the problem would have been worse.
But he says it's also been more than a month since a positive case. In St. Louis Public School District, they've only traced 13 cases in 7 months back to sports. When St. Louis County and City announced they were aligning COVID protocols, schools and parents were hopeful things might change. But the city says they are sticking with the requirement.
We're unfortunately pretty saddened by that.
So now this parent will continue to send his daughter to the county to play club sports.
It's been hard because even though we're playing out there, she's not playing with the same groups of girls, and so she kind of misses that aspect of it.
So all the schools in the city tell me they have been told by the city health department to prepare to continue doing this testing through summer practices as well as into the fall season. So I asked the city, though, what about that news of the expanded vaccines for 12 to 15-year-olds if that goes in effect? And they're telling me that anyone getting a vaccine right now, those 16 to 18-year-olds, they still have to go through this testing requirement. And they say it could not matter really if those 12 to 15-year-olds do get those vaccines, but they are keeping an eye on what happens next. Alexis Zotos, News 4.